Hello, welcome to Plant-Based Large Family. I thought I'd do a quick little update. I wanted to show you what was going on, but unfortunately a lot of things are just sprouting, and so you can't really see what's going on. You just have to take my word for it. For example, in between these peas, which were planted in, I think, February, I have carrots that I planted. But you probably can't see it in the video, so you just have to take my word for it. There's carrots. Through here, if you see, well, you can see these. I bought some tomatoes, eggplant, some peppers, and then we had one night that I thought was going to dip to like 36, and it ended up getting down to 28. Everything died, and I had to replant some things. I still need to get some more tomatoes. I also planted some things, some tomatoes by seed, and peppers and eggplants, but they just haven't come up yet. We did lose quite a few blueberries to late frosts. We had quite a few of them, but you can see we also, the blueberries just keep blooming, and so I think we'll still have some. You can see some are actually forming already right here. Try to find some more for you. Here's a good one. These are our ever-bearing strawberries. They've been flowering for a while. Again, all the frosts have kind of killed a lot of it. These are later bearing. They bear more June than May. The June bearing strawberries are the ones that bear in May. So we'll look at those really quickly. They started flowering before the ever-bearing ones. So, I don't know if I showed this in my last video. I think I did. I have asparagus coming up, purple asparagus. There's a big one that I forgot to... we're not used to eating asparagus, and we love it. I just keep forgetting. I actually thought this crown died, so it obviously didn't, and I thought this one died. And it didn't, so that's great. And then I planted these green ones. I planted them by seed last year, and also all the ones you see that are green were planted by seed. I didn't buy the crowns, I just bought the seed, and they're doing great. So I'm going to let them do their thing for, I guess, 2-3 years before I actually harvest them. Here are some potatoes that I just planted. Here are some of the first potatoes that I planted. They're up. And then let's see if I can find, I also planted, you can see some of them are brown at the tips because of frost. They were frostbitten. But I also planted some peas with all of my potatoes, just to see if having more green. Obviously I don't want weeds with my potatoes, but I was wondering if maybe I had more foliage, if the potatoes would do better, for whatever, like to keep away the Colorado beetles. I Am Organic Gardening had something about that, and he planted field peas with his potatoes, and the ones he did much better. So pea seeds are really cheap, or seeds in general are cheap, but so I just bought extra pea seeds and planted those just as an experiment. We are harvesting, guys, I'm sorry, I just really don't want to lift this up. I have it, you can see I have it tied down. We have some crazy winds around here, but we're harvesting lettuce from this tunnel, and then the rest of all the tunnels have brassicas in them, so we're not harvesting them yet. They're just growing, doing their thing. These are my June-bearing raspberries, which are doing well. And these are my ever-bearing raspberries that are doing well, except they need to be weeded. We'll get to that. So this is my first year. I've had ever-bearing raspberries and strawberries for a while now, but this is my first year having ever-bearing and June-bearing strawberries and raspberries. I'm not seeing a difference in them, like when they're blooming, but you know, we'll see. This is the first year. In this raised bed, I planted some spinach. You can see it's just starting to come up. And what else? Well, that's a tomato, or maybe a pepper, because I did have peppers in here last year. I'll probably let that go, let that grow. But right here, I have some lettuce here too. And over there, I don't know if you can see the spinach coming up. I feel like I'm a little late on planting just because we have such a warm spring, but typically we don't plant until April, and it's already April, obviously. So historically I'm not late, I just feel like this year I'm late. Here I put my sweet potatoes, and nothing has come up yet, but that's pretty typical. It doesn't really come up, they don't sprout until May, typically. And I still have a good harvest in the fall. So we'll see what happens with that. Right there, I planted beans, and those have not come up yet. Okay, I think that's it for the garden. We've just been weeding a lot. Like, I've not weeded there. But we've weeded mostly everywhere else. Okay, let's go see the chicken run, the experimental garden. Okay, with the experimental garden, I planted right here in this mound of Bermuda grass, I planted corn seed, which I'm not seeing any sprout yet. Oh, no. Nope, that's Bermuda grass. I was going to say maybe. I'll keep watching, but it was old corn seed, so I could blame it on that, but I don't know. No corn. I also planted some zucchini, but that late frost got the zucchini. I planted around the whole run sunflowers and cucumbers, and those are coming up really well all the way around. I planted some beets here, and those are starting to come up. Planted some carrot, I guess that's spinach, isn't it? That's spinach. What else did I plant? Well, as you can see, the grass is growing back, which, I mean, that's an obvious thing. Of course it is. And sunflowers and cucumbers are sprouting. So, I mean, it was an experimental, and if we only get sunflowers and cucumbers, it's certainly not what I wanted, but, cucumbers take up a lot of room in the garden, so I'm pretty happy about that. And I think it'll be cool once the chickens get in here that they'll have kind of a fence in here of sunflowers. So I don't know. I'll update you, see if anything else sprouts. Pretty sad about my corn. That was hard work digging through that to plant the corn. But we'll see. I'll keep you updated. As far as the chickens go, where you see a lot of green, they're not in here. We're trying to keep them, if you can see, past the fence to our cherry tree, which looks great. It's doing great. There's some green in there that grew just in the early spring. We're keeping them in there until they don't have any green left, and then we're going to move them in here. And they've only been in there since the 1st of April, so it's only been half a month. So I'm hoping they'll make it in there at least a month. Maybe 2. I mean, there's not a lot of green, but it's a large area of not a lot of green. So, I don't know. I'm hoping they make it as long as possible. And then we'll move them into here, which hopefully by the time we move them into here, it'll be nice and grown up. And then once they've eaten both sides down, obviously we'll move them into the experimental run. I hear you. She's already growling at me. We have a broody, I think. The kids were convinced she was broody, but sometimes she doesn't sit on her eggs, so it makes me wonder if she really is broody. But we will find out. Yeah, I hear you. We'll find out at the end of April. So I'll let you know. They thought they found another broody, but I told them, you know, we'll just wait and see. I like to keep the broodies separate because we've had chickens eat baby chicks that just hatch. So I just kind of want to give them the best chance they have at life. And there's never any grass here. It just doesn't grow here, so we drop all our weeds here. But here they are, and they have all back in there. That's all woods. And then I'll just kind of lift this over the coop. They have all there. That's all open. That's where the green is. So that is the update of our Back to Eden garden right now. I will continue to keep you updated as things change and grow. And I'll see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.